Welcome to the TED Ed Podcast, where we delve into the issues that shape our daily lives and drive our productivity. We confront topics that matter deeply to all of us, from healthcare and affirmative action to voting rights and monetary success and failure. We cover it all. And yes, we dive into the complex world of politics, exploring how our country has evolved from slavery to the 21st century. Our content is crafted with care and expertise, drawing from years of experience in these critical areas. We invite you to give the TED Ed podcast a listen. You won't be disappointed. Share your thoughts with friends and confidants, and don't forget to like, comment, and share our episodes. Your engagement helps us grow and reach more listeners. Are you passionate about these topics? Do you have unique insights to share? You could be one of our guest speakers. Drop us a line, send an email, or leave a comment. All requests will be considered. Join us on this journey of exploration and understanding. This is the TED Ed Podcast. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
That brings me to another point here, man, about having forethought about some things.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times we don't think about stuff, man, before we do stuff,
Mm.
and that's a that's a big problem and stuff with us. And I think that uh, I'm not giving these folks and stuff who voted for that criminal in the White House and out and everything, but sometimes you have to think about what the heck you're doing and realize the the advantages and stuff of that and the disadvantage of it. Even though uh, you didn't like this lady because she was a woman and a black woman, and you chose what you chose, there's you should understand what's going on, that there is some damage that you are going to create and stuff and everything because of your prejudices and everything. Those prejudices and stuff, a lot of times, man, can cause you a lot of trouble or making bad decisions. And we do make some bad decisions a lot of times, Ted, without looking at some things.
Oh,
And
no question.
yeah, we make a lot of bad decisions and stuff without looking at it. We'll go out and we'll do stuff and everything without thinking, and it causes us problem because we haven't thought out the pros and the cons and stuff of it. Because it's easy to do something, figure, hey, I'm gonna do that because it's easy. Well, sometimes easy stuff ain't the best way to go. The easy path is not the best path. So
It's amazing that you're saying what you're saying because I was thinking about that today. Do you know how long China plan out? They
how
they
long?
plan out. China plans out their economy, everything they're gonna do, 500 years.
Hmm.
That's how far out they plan. Now we don't plan. Now there are people that's doing strategies and they doing different little things how they can commoditize, wherever they can and that kind of thing. But as far as a nation, we don't plan. Now we say we need to correct things and try to better things. We try to do that for the most part, but we don't plan for the future. We don't plan like we have 341 million. That's supposed to be official, something like that. Population, and they don't look at the school system. I'm talking about early childhood, kindergarten on up, planning people's education to a degree. What I mean is in a way that would really uplift everybody, not just one side of the town, and then just do pitlins on the other side of town or city. So, because really our future is our youth. If you invest in certain communities there's always going to be cream that rises to the top, no matter what. I mean, we know that from basketball.
Mm-hmm.
It's always going to be somebody that's going to rise up to the top. So same thing when it comes to education. Same thing when it comes to scientists, people that has those abilities, because there are people out there, if they're taught and utilized and nourished and supported, they're going to rise. And if you really do enough of that, it's a lot more people will rise up and make this country even better. But when you just show favoritism, cronyism, nepotism, all of those types of things, then what you get is mediocre stuff. And then maybe a few might be okay, but mostly you're going to get mediocre stuff. But when you rise up everybody and you rise up and you really focus on everybody, you're going to have more availability. That's when your talents, these people's talents, going to show up, their skills. Some people just are born with natural talents and abilities. They don't even know where they got it from. Have you ever met an artist that, you be trying to draw and you can't draw worth a crop, and somebody sit down and they can just draw that perfect picture?
Mm-hmm.
They weren't taught that. They just, all of a sudden, they can do it. And that's the same thing when it comes to scientists, that's engineering, all of that kind of stuff, where new innovations will come up. There are geniuses in every ethnic group, every race, but we're not utilizing it. What we're doing is allowing, you just mentioned, you was talking earlier before we got on air about this guy wanting to get out of there because of the gangs and all that. Well, when you allow that kind of behavior in certain communities, when you can stop it, and then, that makes other people, that's living in those communities fearful, apprehensive of whatever. So to me, I don't know, man. I don't think America is really doing the right thing the way they're doing it. And when you show all of those kinds of things that are going on and not really healing the whole nation, you're only just doing a certain portion. And those people that's gonna rise to the top anyway. Those people that's doing okay, they're gonna be doing okay anyway. But you got other people that's trapped. They trapped. Maybe they got a bad parent, maybe they got a bad situation, the dad lost a job, whatever, mama's ill or whatever. We don't know. But what I'm saying is that if we utilize all our people that's in this country and give them the opportunity. Now, all of us got the opportunity, but you're going to have to navigate much harder on the other side. Whereas the other people on the other side, they're going to be just fine, because all the things that's given to them, the tools and everything going to be given to them. You remember when we had the pandemic, people didn't even have internet.
Mm-hmm.
Where they had to go? McDonald's. Or go somewhere where they can get the internet, do their homework. That's what I'm talking about. So I don't know. To me, that's why I don't really blame people who's down and out because of their situation. Because it might be generations upon generations. It might be 3-4 generations that has gotten them in that mess. So I don't know. I think the investments they have spent and blown trillions of dollars and not invested in the people. And that's what the VP was trying to do. Invest in the people. To say, hey, you can get this. And that's what President Biden was trying to do. Hey, we want to get rid of these loans for you so that you can, don't be worried about that, so that you can get your home, so that you can, if you want to move or whatever to a better job and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I understand. It seems like that there's a group of people that want to stop the progress of those people, everybody, to move up. Everybody's not going to be a genius. Everybody's not going to be, assertive enough like that. Because, those of us that want to be assertive, going to be assertive. But there's a lot of people that sort of kind of domicile, but they're very smart. Anyway, that's my piece on that.
Well, Ted, I guess that goes what you just said. We can take those sentiments and ideas and stuff even further and stuff. Because I sit here today, man, I wrote down a lot of stuff that we can probably be talking about, and all of them, I guess, relating to uh, some of the things that we just started out talking about. I I look at this place and stuff, man. I'm in a place and stuff, Ted, while I'm just exhausted, I guess you might say, and I'm also my hopes and and everything have been diminished a whole heck of a lot, and I'm down in that valley and stuff now, and I'm gonna have to get myself out of that valley some kind of way, and I know I'm gonna get out of there. But how I'm going to get out of there, I don't know. But usually, time will let me get out of that valley, and I will find a way to get out of that valley and get back on the top and understand what the heck is going on and be able to function and stuff in the environment that is coming at us, at at me and everybody else out there. Um, and I know a lot of people out there are frustrated. They probably feel the same way that we're feeling. That there was some hope and stuff there, and now that hope has diminished and everything has been taken away. And and like I said earlier and stuff, I don't believe that those folks and stuff out there really thought about what they were doing. I don't really believe it is, even though your emotions and stuff got to you because she's a woman. You still have to understand that sometimes things have to change and stuff for you to get better. You can't keep doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. You can't expect this person and stuff and everything. Well, we're going to try him again. We tried him before. We're going to try him again because evidently there were a lot of people who wanted to try him again because if he won the popular vote, ain't no Republican ever won the popular vote in a long time, over 20 some years. Even Bush didn't win the popular vote. So there had to be either a lot of people who weren't voting, who were apathetic, or there was a whole another large group of people who wanted him. I don't know. I haven't really looked at the information and stuff because I don't believe what these folks are saying. I really don't believe what is being said in the news media. I really don't. It's it's sad and stuff that a small group of folks and stuff have bought out all of our major media outlets. So we don't know is what we're getting out of there is the truth or what. We have no idea. We don't know. And I don't believe that the people who are working there and stuff understand either because they're trying to do their job and give us information that we need. But then you have your editors or the publishers and stuff and everything saying, well, no, we're not going to print that. Redo this article right here just a little bit, tweak it just a little bit and everything because we don't want to say this.
Don't say the whole
And
truth.
right, they're not saying that uh, that it was racism that caused her not to lose, or that there are people out there and stuff who didn't want a woman to run this country. And tell the
They
truth.
they in denial, saying that that wasn't the reason, but they in denial on it. But that's okay. The thing is, you know, the thing is that, and I'm gonna use a biblical analogy. To me, when Jesus said that there would be wheat and tares, you have to know how to navigate yourself among the weeds.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how you do that, I don't know. Now, me personally, I'm just be personal. I mean, how I do it through prayer, walking in the Spirit. That's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't go nowhere where I shouldn't be going. I try to do when I do go somewhere, it's through prayer. But whether it's going somewhere that maybe I shouldn't be going, or where it's going somewhere where it's a safe venue. But the bottom line is that there are spiritual things are real. Evil is real. Love is real. So the thing is, the only thing we can do is trust God. But I'm gonna change the subject here.
Go ahead.
But here's the thing, and this might uplift you. Venture capitalists. We have, man, let me tell you, when I digged in this, I was so impressed. And we talking all kinds of groups, but mostly these are all Black-owned venture capitalists. I'm gonna just give you a few. The 22 Fund invests in tech-based manufacturing companies. The 645 Venture partners with exceptional founders at seeds and Series A stages to build iconic companies. These are all Black. 1863 Fund dedicated to new majority entrepreneurs. Axon Ventures Lab drives financial inclusions. I can give you more. It's about 25 or 50, 30 of them. And the one that I checked out, several of them, because I know you heard of this one. The audience probably heard of this one. The Fearless Fund, you remember that one?
Mm-mm.
That was all on the news, bro. Because Stephen Miller sued him. His group sued him because they was only giving money out to Black women. But Serena Ventures invest in companies embracing diverse leadership and individual empowerment. Serena Williams, she has a venture capitalist. So now what does that mean? Now, if you go on their website, these few I named, and all you got to do is Google, the top 20, 10, or whatever venture capitalists that are African American, you can go on there and look at their websites and see the diversity that they have in their companies and what they're doing as far as all the companies. I looked up one in particular, and they work with over 200 companies and building them up. And then what happens, some of them even get bought out. And that's the ultimate thing. A lot of people say, well, I want to have this company. You might come up with an idea, and then you might come up with another idea. So if this person come up with an idea and people can say, oh, I can use this company, I'm gonna give you $1 billion. Now you can build other companies. But as a lot of these companies are working with people that are, don't have the cash or the money. They even have, a lot of them have mentorship programs that they walk you through how to get your business on top and really get going and all of that kind of thing. So, and we're talking thousands of companies that these venture capitalists work with. And most of them are depressed companies or companies that are, what is the name they say? They call it undeserving or these companies that don't have a lot of finances available to them. And a lot of times these companies don't need a whole lot of big finance. They need mentorship. They need people to counsel them. They might only need a couple of $100,000, and to get it off the ground. It's already working. They're already working on their own. And then they go in and they apply to these venture capitalists and then they partnership with them. And we're talking thousands and thousands of companies, bro. This is what's going on right now. This is what these young people are doing. Because a lot of them got engineering degrees. I was looking at some of their background. A lot of them engineering degrees, MBAs, a whole lot of stuff going on. They all network with each other too, a lot of them. So I'm thinking that what these people are doing, and then they even also partnership with major corporations. So I'm thinking, and they're providing hundreds and thousands of jobs so that they won't be working for those top major corporations. Because you know those top major corporations really don't really hire that many full-time employees. What they do is they get outside uh, companies to hire a bunch of people to work for companies like Apple or like Amazon. You know, you're not really working for Amazon. You working for another company, and then Amazon is just paying you a paycheck through that company. So, so the thing is, these companies, when you're talking about venture capitalists, you're talking about starting your business. This is what the thing was. This is the thing is that what she was going to do is even help it even further to uplift, because the only thing that's going to make it in this country is you have to have a business. If you don't have a business, you're not going to make it. But you got to have a business that's going to provide profit, some type of service, or some type of product. I'm telling you, bro.
I
These young people are
I
moving, bro.
I hear you, but I hear you, but when you're you're talking about a actions and stuff that are going on, and people out here who are ready to give folks money to create something. We have a a, a huge population, especially within our community and stuff there, that are uneducated. I think that if you want to be successful in doing anything, you're going to have to educate those folks who are coming up, and you ain't going to do anything because we have a if we look at this country, there's that we have a dumb society and stuff that is coming up. They aren't, and I'm sorry to say this, but it's happening. We're just like you just said earlier. We are not educating our folks, and we cannot survive and stuff if we don't educate. We don't start out, and if you're gonna have a crop that's gonna look beautiful and everything, you got to treat it from the time you put the seed in the ground. That seed is our young folks. This is our young people, and we need to figure out a way. And I'm saying this and stuff because yes, you got the venture capitalists who got money, but we need to educate our folks and stuff because if we don't get them educated, we're going to be lost. And we've already educated a lot of our folks now who are able to come up now and do what you're talking about doing. But you have to continue to keep planting that crop and everything and putting them seeds in the ground. And I think that their money and stuff probably would, at least some of it, would be best spent and everything creating educational places and stuff where you can educate our children and stuff out down there in the hood, in the urban areas, and make sure because, like you said, there are some smart folks and stuff down there. We need to find out who they are, dig ourselves down in there, and start educating those kids and stuff and everything, so we can have somebody who's going to be able to come along and be able to take advantage of that money that these folks and stuff have available and stuff for them to create a business or whatever. Because some of them they have a lot of talent, but they don't have that knowledge or that capabilities and stuff and everything to keep their business going. Yes, they have a talent, but they're not educated as far as keeping a balance sheet, understanding what's going on out there, understanding your customer
Tax
service.
liabilities, all that,
Right. Yeah. And
the
because
legal ramifications, all
right,
that.
right. And you can even look, my wife was telling me the other day that you can go to these places and stuff and everything, and they have a box sitting there, and there's a picture on that box. And if you want to order something, they just push the picture. Now, if that box breaks down and you come in there and order something, your customers is lost. They don't they can't they don't have any capabilities of saying, okay, we don't need this box right here. Okay, we're gonna order this, we're gonna order that, we're gonna order that. Get a calculator out and figure out how much that stuff costs and stuff and keep that business and stuff open. We
Well,
can do it. We can do it, but
it's
it
almost
doesn't
like
matter
you
to me.
said.
Yeah.
See, this has been my preach. This has been my preach for many, many, many years, decades. What you just said. The thing is, let's say you take, if I'll just use Tampa. You can use Houston. You can use Chicago. You can use whatever.
Any major city.
The bottom, if you go to any city and say the worst, just Google it, worst 10 communities or neighborhoods in Tampa. Majority of them going to have mostly black people in those communities. And the thing is, then all you got to do is look at their schools and each one where they go to school at. How are their schools are doing? Grade schools, elementary schools, high schools. How many of them go out and come out and go to college, or what they're majoring in? Because almost anybody can go to college now. You can go to junior college, get your little 2 year degree, and it can be just general studies. But if you go to junior college, you can learn a trade in junior college. You can learn nursing and all that kind of stuff. But then you get the 4 year degree if you want to go further. But the bottom line is that they're not investing properly into the school system to make sure, like after school care. Number one,
Absolutely.
you
And
have to have after school care because these parents do not get off of work until 5 and 6 o'clock.
so the reason why I brought that up and I kind of caught you into about it because yeah, I wanted that idea about the money to give people for their business and stuff is great. I think that is great for venture capital to do. But I look back at these folks' edict that they got, Project 2025. One of those things that they are talking about doing is eliminating the Department of Education. Why would they want to do that? Because they know if the people are dumb, they can do anything they want to do with them. If they're not educated, if they can't read, if they can't do anything, they can do anything with them. They have planned to create a society that they are going to have to come in to serve them because they do not want them to be educated. So we're going to have to figure out a way how to take whatever monies that you got. And if nothing else, if you got money that's going out to folks who are already out there and doing things and they have a business and stuff going and you are putting money into them, then maybe you can take some of that profit that you are getting from them as they're paying back their loans or whatever you plan on giving them to create this business and stuff and stick it back into the education and stuff of our children because it looks like they are not planning on educating anybody. They're gonna these uh these church schools and stuff now, they are educating their children in these church schools. Most of them are white folks. They're going to make sure that their kids are educated, but they're leaving our folks in the public schools behind.
Well, The one thing that I've always advocated for, every community should have a community center, every neighborhood,
Mm-hmm.
because that's where you would get your you have programs in there in those centers where you can have
Absolutely.
after school care, you can have reading, you can have math, you can have all of those things, and you can still have playtime, athletics, and all that kind of stuff. But at the
Absolutely.
same time, you have those safe places where every neighborhood has a major center where they can go to.
And we need to make sure that people understand that this is a continuous process. It's not going to just throw some money in there for 2 years and expect this thing to happen. It's got to continue to go in there because we are continually raising up these children, and they're coming up and they're being going into society and everything. If we stop the money, then what's coming up behind them is we don't that problem is still there. So that has to be a continuation of doing it. So if they plan on getting rid of the Department of Education, then they plan on not educating our children.
Yeah, and the
And
thing, yeah, the thing is though, when you're talking about those centers, you know, you can have serious people that are really volunteering in those places to come there, and because a lot of there's a lot of professional people that's looking to mentor people and start them off, at third and fourth and fifth and sixth grade, teaching them the basic math and teaching them the reading skills they need and all of those things, and then letting them know about all the opportunities that's out there to do in any field they want. The
hmm
medical profession, we have a lack of medical doctors.
hmm and that's a we have to if the government is not going to do it, then our private entities and stuff and everything going to have to pick up some of that daggone slack and everything.
Big time, big
It's
time, man.
because it's going to benefit them too eventually, because as these folks are coming up, they're going to be part of that the equity and stuff that you're building upon. They're going to come in and they're going to help to run your venture capital firm, or you can set them up and let them do a venture capitalist company and stuff and everything, so they can take care of the folks who are coming up behind them. And and like you said, it could start right there in the church and stuff and everything. We can get right there in the church and say, hey, you guys are already in the community and stuff and everything. So let's start something here instead of letting these children and stuff just deteriorate and stuff and be thrown away. We cannot throw our children away. We can't do it. Most of these developed countries over there in Europe, even in China, they are developing their kids and stuff, and they're making them smart. India, they're doing the same thing. Only thing in India, they have a class system and stuff, and they don't care about that class system down there. If you down that class system, they're not going to bring you up, but they're still educating a majority of their folks. But they got their own folks down there. I don't agree with stuff with that and everything, but that's what they have going. So hopefully you become a superpower and stuff because you are smarter than everybody else. Not dumber, you're smarter than everybody else. You don't become a powerful nation unless you're smarter than everybody else. And if you are not teaching your folks and stuff down there, your population, you're going to have 150 or 200 million dumb people down there and 150 million folks and stuff who are rich. And you were sitting up there and everything, and you got these dumb folks down there. These rich people need to know that these dumb folks and stuff is going to be the anchor around their necks. They're going to have to do something with it. And you can't throw them out of the daggone country because nobody else is going to take them.
Well, they throw them in jail.
Then you still got to feed them. You still got to do something with them. Whatever it is, you're going to have to pay some
Well,
money
we
to do
talked
something
about
with
that
them.
already, that they're going to use them for labor.
But you're still going to have to feed them. You still going to have to do something with them. And there are other things that are going to happen. You have other things that you're going to have to pay. Yes, you can use them as labor, but you still got to put heat, water, You got to put whatever it is and stuff inside that facility and everything. You got to put clothes on their backs. You got to put shoes on their feet. All that stuff costs money. Where's that money going to come from? It's going to come from the labor, part of it, but not all of it, because most of them folks and stuff who own those prisons, Ted, what are they going to be doing? They're going to take their profit out. That's why they invested into it. They don't invest in nothing unless they plan on taking a profit.
When you got
If you're taking that profit out,
you got almost a half a dozen prisons that are on the stock market.
hey, didn't they put slaves on the stock market? Didn't they trade slavery on the stock market? We were being traded, brother, back in the 1800s on the stock market.
But the one company, the venture capitalist that I was impressed with was, like I said, I didn't go through all of them and their websites, but Black Stage Capital invests in companies led by underrepresented founders. So they have a bunch of founders that started businesses, and they look for those different types of people. And like I said, they got about 200, over 200 of them, companies that's out there. So that right there to me is telling me that there are a lot of people that's looking for educated people. But now what we're talking about is a whole different thing, is lifting up all tides.
Well, we're also talking about what they're talking about too, Ted. And we want to bring up some educated folks so we can have them so they can come there and help them to do what they need to get done.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
if
yeah.
your
Once they
if
get,
your
yeah,
if your pool of educated people is not there,
you gotta have
it's
a
not
pipeline.
you got to have a pipeline to come in of educated
Just
people.
like the Democrats don't have a pipeline
Absolutely.
for these older representatives.
Right. You got to
They
have
don't
a
have a
pipeline.
pipeline.
You got a pipeline coming in, and realize that there's some smart folks still sitting back there. You got to keep that pipeline going, because if you don't have that pipeline, you can say, well, I want smart people. Well, you looking down there, ain't no smart people coming up. So what am I going to do with my money?
But you know what
On
they
that,
do? You know what they do? They recruit these Indians, these Asian people from other countries. That's what they do. They've been doing that for years. They take the best and the brightest of them because they've been educated,
but you got
and some of them even come
they
over
have
here and go to the best schools.
right, but they have to educate folks and stuff. There, you see what the other
But we're
countries
talking about
doing.
educating.
I'm talking about educating them folks down there who I'm talking about educating them, some of them 100 million people that Sister Girl said that she was going to try to bring up. That's what I'm talking about. Those 100 million that she's trying to bring up. Those 100 million and stuff and everything who needs those services and stuff and everything that's going to bring them up and everything and keep that middle class going. So we know that we ain't going to get it from who's ever sitting up in that daggone White House. So hey, we're going to have to go out there and start creating our own stuff, because if we don't and everything, who knows where we're going to be at. That's my problem. I enjoy and stuff the fact that we have venture capitalists out there who wants to invest and stuff into folks and stuff who are willing to start a business. But you're going to have to. I would think that if they are a black company, that they're going to want to put their money and stuff into people of their color and help them and stuff through this whole thing. And a lot of times, Ted, if they got uh, venture capitalists and stuff sitting there, those people are very smart themselves and everything. So, hey, why aren't you deciding that part of your budget and everything should be put back into that community from where you came from, instead of just saying, okay, I want smart people, put part of that money into the community where you came from. They came from some of those communities, or their parents came from those communities. Invest back into them, and eventually that investment is going to bring a return. I noted that my basketball player and stuff, he's investing into kids there in Cleveland and stuff and everything, sending them off to school and stuff. Some of these kids and stuff are going to come back and everything, and they're going to make him very, 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 very proud of that money that he has invested into these kids. We need a lot more of those folks and stuff and everything doing the same thing that LeBron James and stuff has done, investing into their community and
It's a
stuff.
few, it's a
Yeah,
few of them that's doing it,
right.
but
But you need a
it's
lot
not
more.
enough. It's not
Yeah,
enough.
you need a lot more. You need a lot more. There's a lot more need than him, and they have the money and stuff that they can do it with. Some of their profits and stuff can be sent right back there into the community and everything, instead of just trying to hoard your money and be, I'm gonna be the biggest billionaire in the world. Well, hell, once you've got $1 billion, you can live off of that, off the interest off of that money and stuff for the rest of your life, and you don't have to do anything at all. So hey, why not turn around and invest that stuff instead of all this old crazy crap that's going on around here with them sitting there and taking their money and and buying prostitutes or whatever they're doing out there and all this old crazy crap. You know you know who I'm talking about
Yeah,
now.
I know, I
Yeah,
know.
okay, okay.
Hey, let me switch gears here again.
Switch them again.
I told you about Dave Ramsey, right? Dave Ramsey talks about personal finances, individual finances, and a lot of stuff is very simplistic, very common sense stuff. And this guy talks about saving money, investing money, starting a business. I don't necessarily agree with a lot of his philosophy, a lot of things that he does, but when you look at all the different kind of personal finance people, they basically all say the same thing. Save your money, live on a budget. Now, the philosophy is most of these people, what they live off of, some of these people, they say, live, if whatever your income is, take on pay, live off of 70%, save and invest 20%, and then give 10% to charity or to your church. So it's a 70-30 deal. So the thing is that, I hear you say save something. Well,
Mm-hmm.
this is what you do. You cut back on your expenses, have a budget, and then you figure out what you find out exactly what your money is being spent on every time you get paid, every dime, every penny. This is my budget. This is what I have to spend every time I make a dollar. And then you figure out how can I have my budget be 70% of my income where I can invest and save 20% and then give away 10%. Or you don't have to give 10% if that's what you don't want. But the bottom line is you have that would be a model as far as starting off as a young person. Live off of 70%. Always live below your income. Because if you spend your whole wad, that's why right now 50% of the people is living from paycheck to paycheck in America. So, I mean, it's a sacrifice though, because what do people want to do? They want to spend money. They want to go out to eat. They want to go party because they done worked all week, and you can't blame them for that. But you ain't making that kind of money, bro. Now, if you're making $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, you might can blow $5,000 a month or more. But that ain't that, when you're making only 70, 60, 50, whatever it is, 80, by the time taxes come out your pocket, you'd be lucky if you living off of 50. So just that's a good model. 70-30.
Mm-hmm.
Live below your income.
How do we get that across to people and stuff, Ted, who are living paycheck to paycheck? How do we get them to realize that
Well,
that there is a benefit in everything to uh, doing what you said do, that's 70/30? How do you get them to do that when I don't know. I'm looking at our folks and stuff, and you said something and stuff about it. Yeah, you want to go out there and do that, and and they had a a rapper and stuff. And his thing was party and bullshit, bullshit and party. That's what he. But he said that and everything for the people who were listening to him for a reason. Just as party, bullshit, bullshit and party. So what does it end?
well, I don't begrudge people from partying every now and then and having a good time,
Yeah,
but you can't do it every weekend.
yeah. Okay, there you
You know,
go.
you can't do it every weekend. Hey, Friday
Every
night, man,
weekend.
they
Yeah,
got the so club
yeah,
open
yeah.
Friday night,
Let's
and then
decide to
Saturday
do it.
night they got white club or they got black
Right,
club.
right.
You
Let's
know,
do it. But once a month is, we start out with once a month. That's
yeah,
it. Yeah, once a
yeah. You
month.
know, you
The
got
other
you got
three,
you know,
the other three is 70/30.
yeah, yeah,
And then one of them, you just party and bullshit, bullshit and party.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I mean, just tap it down.
tap it
You know,
down, and
because
eventually you'll eliminate that one.
yeah,
once you
yeah.
see once you see the benefit in the 70, those 3 weeks of 70/30.
But you know, it's just like being an athlete, Ed. You know, we were athletes, and when you're an athlete, you know, and I don't know if Coach Hubert ever told you, he always told, don't smoke, don't be drinking no Coke, no whole lot of sodas and blah 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 and this and that, you know, and it makes you be disciplined. You know, run. You know, we used to have to run. You know, 3, 4, 5 miles, all that
Mm-hmm.
stuff. You know, so
Do
the point
do
is,
wind
when you
do
got
wind
that, when you
sprints.
learn that discipline, you can discipline yourself financially. You can discipline yourself spiritually. You can discipline yourself in all kind of ways, and that's the whole thing. It's about being disciplined. You have to be focused, and like you say, how do we get that across to them? If you haven't never played sports or any
Mhm.
kind of competition, and if you want to win and be better than that person, you got to work harder and discipline yourself to beat that person.
Mhm.
I don't care if it's boxing or whatever it is. You got to work harder. So, and that's discipline. And that's the whole thing. You know, the discipline is the whole key, I think. You know, and it's hard to be disciplined, you know, when you're young because all the thing you want to do is go out and buy you some new clothes and go party. Especially
Oh
making a
man,
little money.
and that's what I'm saying and stuff. There, we got that mentality in our head. We got to party, and that's it. You know, and they're working from Monday until Thursday, thinking about what they're gonna be doing once Thursday comes. I'm gonna party. I'm gonna go out here and party on Thursday, and
Friday night. Friday night.
every day the day at work, the only thing that's going through their mind instead of work and making sure that the business is profitable and everything. The only thing they want to do, I'm gonna come to work my 8 hours, I'm gonna get my check, and I'm gonna party with that. But no one thinks of the fact and everything that Friday you're gonna spend all your money. Saturday, you're gonna have just a little bit left, and then Sunday, you broke. And you're gonna have and you don't have $1 to put some gas in your car so you can go to work for them 4 days so you can party again.
That's but you know, that's the thing that because we don't have or we didn't have, and most of us didn't have parents with a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mean that they were broke, but they didn't have a lot of money. I got the weekend. I get my car. I can get their car and use it if I didn't have my own car. They might get. If I got me a little part-time job, I got a little money in my pocket anyway. You know, but what I'm saying is that some of these people, man, uh, their parents buy them a BMW. They driving the high. Well, you told me about that. Some of them
Yeah.
parents, they got all kind of fancy
They got
cars
they
and
got they got all kind of
BMWs and
fancy
all
cars,
that mess.
and they
So,
got everything. But guess what? They getting them fancy cars. They drive to school, and they ain't got no Nikes on. They ain't got no the latest Nike armor Under Armour shirts on, and it's $200 stuff and $400 that on them and stuff. They coming there to school in their pajamas or some old pants that got holes in them. There is no graffiti on the walls. None. They don't accept graffiti on the walls. It is a place of learning. That's it. Let me
that's the
give
whole
you
thing.
let me
That's the
give
thing.
you let me give you a scenario here, Ted, that is absolutely true. I've seen it happen. Now, the people who in the know who have monies or whatever, and they want to keep their folks and everything with money or whatever, they know that the people of color, they go on Friday, Thursday and Friday, they go to the grocery store. So the grocery store knows that most of them black folks in there, they can't afford to pay for these groceries, but they still gonna on Friday on Wednesday they start changing their prices and stuff for the food inside the store. And most of the time they changing it up, okay? Because they know that they coming and they done figured them out. They coming. So come Monday, on Sunday evening and stuff, they start lowering them prices and stuff and everything for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
And
So
when
they,
you saving, if you buy $150 worth of food and you saving $30, $40 that Monday or Tuesday,
yeah,
that's a nice little savings.
that's a nice little saving. So all we have to do is change our habits just a little bit, just like we trying to tell you, don't party and bullshit, but once a month. Okay. So change your habits, because most of the folks wouldn't know, they done figured out your habits and they done figured out how to make money off of you.
Oh,
They figured
they
it
know,
out.
they
So
know
wait,
exactly how to make money off of black folks.
so you go out instead of uh spending all your money and stuff and everything, put it in the bank and stuff, having it direct deposit your check and leave that money there, and don't go shopping on Thursday and Friday and Saturday, because that's when the high prices are there, and go to the store on Monday evening and stuff and everything when you get off work, and then do your shopping then. It's happening right now, Ted. I saw
Yeah.
it. I'm seeing it. I went down the hood and I'm looking down there. I walk in the store on a Monday, and the same stuff that I saw on Thursday and Friday, it's a heck of a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
So I started doing my shopping on Monday, but I'm retired so I can do that. But a lot of other folk can't do that. But you can get off work, the store's still open. You can go down there. First thing you do, get off work on Monday, go down there to do your shopping and save yourself enough money so you can go out and party and BS and party. The money you save, and then go shopping again the Monday, save that money again, and that's the money you go out and do that. Or the money you save, put it in the bank. That's
There
your
you go.
savings.
It's
Hey,
not that hard, man. It's not
it
that
ain't that
hard. It's
hard.
really
It's not
not.
that hard. It's not that hard, people. It's not that hard. You got to figure out the system, and then figure out where you can win, and then don't be
It's a
concerned with the
sacrifice,
losses.
though. It is a
It is,
sacrifice.
but it's a change in habit, Ted. All we doing is changing a habit. change that habit, and then you're gonna be okay. Because eventually the store gonna say, "Well, shoot, I can't, I can't do it. They ain't shopping on Friday." Then you figure out that they lowering the prices on Friday. Then you change your habit from Monday to Friday.
Ed, you know, when I was in banking, you know, for a while I worked in what they call in-store banking.
Mm-hmm.
You heard about in-store banking? What it is a bank inside the grocery stores.
Right.
And so the store that I worked in as a banker for a while was in Publix. And on the weekend, I was close with one of the, I don't know if he was assistant manager or supervisor, and we got pretty tight. And every night he would come over and he would tell me, say, "Yeah, we did, you know, we did 100,000. We did this, we did that." You know, at the end of the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
So on weekends, Friday and Saturday, they double the amount. Now it could be because they raised them prices up,
Mm-hmm.
you know, or more people came there on
No,
weekends.
they raised them prices up. They slipped them up. Then and they do it. All of them do it. They on Friday, Thursday, Friday when they know most people gonna come in there and shop because that's when they get paid. They're gonna raise them prices up. And you just have to come in there on them off times and stuff and do your shopping. I see white folks do it all the time. They come to the store on Mondays and Tuesdays and do their shopping, and because they know they're getting a better deal. So just change your habits, people. That's all you got to do, and you're gonna win something. Anyway, final word, Ted. We're at the end already.
Well, we spoke about the things that we're concerned about, and my main thing has always been in order to improve our community, I'm talking about the Black community, we need in neighborhoods major community centers where our youth have a safe place to go to study, to play, and do things where they feel comfortable, where we have books, we have mentors there to help them with their homework and all that kind of thing. And it should be some kind of way free. I mean, the neighborhood should be just, that center should be just for that neighborhood. And they just go from neighborhood to neighborhood and just start building these centers where they can educate, teach about our history, teach about this, teach about that. And it only takes 2-3 hours, you know, like, you know, a couple of days, 3 days a week. You don't have to, the kids don't have to be there every night. Different kids come there certain nights. You got a Tuesday night and a Wednesday, a Thursday night. You got a Monday night and a Wednesday night. You got a Friday and you got a Saturday. To me, that would clean up a lot of mess because they got someplace to go. Then you have a person there once you turn 16, finding a part-time job for them while they're going to school. If they're not playing sports or they're not doing any other activities after school, they need to have a part-time job. That's my vision. That's what I believe that would destroy all of this mess that's going on right now.
It may not destroy it, but it'll put a dent in it.
Put a big dent in it. Put a
It'll
big
put a
dent in
big
it.
dent in it. And all those folks and stuff who want to do something, invest in a community. It doesn't have to be a community of our choosing and stuff. You find a community to invest in and invest in it. And because it's eventually it's going to bring you a return. And what that return is, we don't know yet. But doing something positive is going to always bring something positive. It ain't going to bring a whole lot of negative. It's going to bring a little bit of negative, but it's going to bring a whole lot of positive and stuff behind it also. And you can't be afraid to go into the to the community and stuff and expect success all of a sudden. It's not going to
It's
happen.
gonna take time because number one, they gotta trust you.
Take some time. It's going to take some time, and you're going to have to allow for a few failures because some of the kids and stuff that you're probably going to be dealing with, they're going to go right back out there and do the same thing that they were doing before, and but that there may be one or two of them and everything that you're going to be able to save. And each time you go back in there and stuff, you're going to save a few more. You're going to save a few more because you are not going to save 100% if you're going in there with that attitude and everything that I'm going to save everybody. You're going to fail. So my success rate and stuff is 50%. If I can save half of them, that's a success for me, and I can go out and preach that I was successful. When you to get 100%, so what? If I can get 50%, that
And
is
the thing about it though is, here's the thing: those kids is gonna remember you for the rest of your
rest
life.
of their
I can
life.
be walking down the street right now. Those kids that I work with in the AAU basketball, I'll be minding my business. Coach Harvey, Coach Harvey.
Yeah,
And that was just basketball. They will remember you because
they
you're going
will.
to be teaching them lessons while you're coaching them.
Absolutely. And that's your reward. Sometimes that's your reward that you feel good that you done did something positive and you were seeing a kid going into college and stuff and everything and doing
Yes.
positive with their life and bringing some of their friends up with them and doing something positive for them also. And I'll always tell you, say one, reach back and grab another one. And that's had been our philosophy for a while, but it has changed because most people and stuff now they don't care about it. It's not doing any good. Well, it is doing some good. You just got to keep on investing and stuff into it because somebody has to invest into our youth because they got a whole lot of folks out there and stuff who taking our youth and stuff and they are misusing them.
Throwing them away.
They turn them into prostitutes. They turn them into slaves. They turn them into whatever they want to do with them. Just use them up until they get done with them and then throw them away. That's not right. And man, it's just horrible to see it happen and stuff, especially with some of our folks and stuff who are doing that. It's not right. And you know who I'm talking about.
Oh, yes. I know what you're talking about.
Okay. So anyway, people, we had a good day. So we see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.